Hello and welcome to the final Jujutsu Kai Quest Wednesday.
For now.
I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is our weekly Jujutsu Kaisen recap, anime, episode by episode. We talk about it. You're here. We finished the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes, and
Black Flash happened. I screamed.
I need a cigarette after that.
I pogged.
Nobara didn't job. She fucking did a squash match, and
It was so funny because early on there was 1 second where Nobara falls, and I was like, "Oh, you predicted it again. She's jobbed out." Little did we know.
She fucking won this fight for everybody.
Yes. So, what did you think of Accomplices, episode 24?
Fucking great.
It was fucking awesome.
This
is what I was waiting for.
A pure 10-15 minutes of pogging.
Yeah, like the fucking. It's so hype.
And as you know, Jim was clamoring for a Black Flash. Any scraps of it, he got like a good hefty chunk of it.
The fact that we got like 2 Black Flashes at the same time.
Yes.
So cool.
And learning that like Black Flash can be like other abilities that aren't just punches or any physical attacks.
Yes. That was really cool too.
Yes. Whew.
So going through this episode.
Also, can we give a round of applause for them actually killing villains? Even though there's one new one.
They literally.
There's one new one, but they didn't keep the other 2 brothers alive where they seem like that was the gimmick they're going for.
I was under the impression that the guy that Megami killed was this third brother, but that was not true. That was just
the baby
the poison
from
womb.
the poison womb finger baby.
Poison womb finger baby.
Yes.
But in addition, so that brings our bad guy count to 9, I think.
We have Jugo, the cuttlefish, the plant, the guy with the scar on his head, Mojito, and then the
child with the scar on his face.
Oh, I forgot about the child.
We have the human curse man. The human who's not a curse.
I already counted him.
We have...
Oh, yes, right, no, that kid, Edward Elric, yeah.
Yeah, Edward Elric. We have the blacksmith guy. He's
dead. He's captured.
He's captured.
There's no way, he's no limbs.
So now we have the third
brother.
Painting
I forgot about Edward Elric and the fucking child. They're so irrelevant after they showed him for a second.
So, I haven't read any of the manga, but I spoke to someone who has read currently, and I was complaining about this. I was like, why are there so many villains? Like they just showed this kid with like, I don't know if it's a scar. It's like the kid has like white hair with like a red streak or something. Yeah. And I said that and they were like, who? So apparently this character has not shown up in the manga.
Oh my god.
So, I mean...
No,
hilarious.
Amazing.
They literally didn't know who it was, so I laughed.
Maybe he never existed. Maybe it was just a fucking fever dream.
All right, well, before we talk about the whole season, let's go through this episode.
So we're going to talk about...
It was really exciting. There's really not too much to talk about, except it was an epic fight, and there was big anime punch.
Yeah, so basically, they're running away first, and, like, you know, he picks her up. When she falls down, he picks her up and runs with her.
And then she does, like, a laser beam thing.
So, I guess the one thing, like, Jim's like, oh, no, she's going to be carried away. But no, she's like, I got your back. Like, so, like, she's just going to throw nails at anybody that chases after him. But don't worry, he can just run at the speed of light.
But then she, like, does something with her eye, and it, like, increases his speed or something. It was weird. I didn't quite understand that. Remember the part where her eye like shined?
I thought it was just her like being like, wait, we're about to fucking rocket it off. Like her like noticing a speed, like a very steady increase.
I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so she's not jobbed out. They seem to like go to the area that
where Gojo fought Jugo and essentially.
Try saying that sentence 5 times in a row.
I hate the names are so close. There's a Toto and a Toga, and it's annoying.
Oh, there's a Toga too. Damn.
Yeah, my boy. Yeah, the guy's backstory. Yeah,
we did see him for 1 second.
Yes, you were but so they get to that area and they both get hit by their blood, which doesn't like not acid blood. It's just so it's like an attack that makes you decay when they activate it.
Yes,
and
very Hunter x Hunter.
Yes, very Hunter x Hunter.
There's a part even where the Iso, the masculine, the humanoid brother. Yes. He explains the power, and then after that, in his brain mind, he says, "This will make it affect them more."
Because he activated it, and explaining it wastes minutes.
Yeah. Oh, true. That is true.
So he said. So you said Yuji had about 15 minutes. Nobara had like 10. So
this backfires in a way I was not anticipating. This was like such a great turnaround.
So we also get a flashback. Was like the how the death painting wombs came to be. With the woman who was capable of giving birth to a human spirit hybrid, and joined a temple. And it's like this character named like Noritoshi Kamo, who's supposed to be like the guy who like I guess like.
So he was like he was a jujitsu.
He's the
sorcerer.
most vile sorcerer.
Yeah, apparently he's a bastard.
He's probably like the equivalent of Gyro from Hunter x Hunter, who we'll probably see way later on, or never.
So what he did so this woman gave birth to a dead on arrival curse. Yeah. I think is what they describes it as.
He did experiments on her,
and it seems like he forced her to have. How do they phrase it?
He said he did multiple experiments of her having 9 pregnancies and 9 abortions that led to the creation of the 9 death paintings. So there are more paintings apparently, but there's only 3 that we've seen.
So okay, reading between the lines, is this like they're saying this guy like raped her, right? Is that what this implication is?
Or no, because they're spirits, so he probably like I guess so, or I'm not sure.
I don't know. Like
unless he is like like he
was described as the most vile.
Did some test tube like baby stuff of just like injecting spirits into her, or like
maybe
turkey baster.
That's so gross.
I don't know, man. You think about there's something to think about. They don't want to give you like you gotta use your imagination, but like you can't. Nothing's pretty gonna be coming out of any like things you're gonna be thinking.
The fact that at least the translation that we watched, which is the Crunchyroll one, referred to they said like forced her to have like abortions. Is what it seemed, unless I'm misreading. Maybe I'm misreading. I read the word abortion.
You got her pregnant 9 times and had the baby aborted 9 times. So and those abortions became the painting. So.
But we've only seen
they said there's 9, but we only seen 3. We don't know if any of them got destroyed in the meantime or something happened because the Jujutsu Academy only had 3.
Yeah, and
academy at least.
These are also referred to as the cursed painting.
Yes, the death paintings.
Death paintings.
Death painting wombs.
So yeah, and then we get the little thing where they're brothers.
They have to each have a triangle of like you live for him, he lives for me, I live for him, for you, like that kind of stuff.
So Iso, the like buff,
lives for the
sexy man. He lives for the dog one. That's like the big blue,
the tired looking one.
Yeah,
the Mappa animator. And then ooh, bless you.
Thank you.
So. Yeah, so basically, I get that. That's that flashback. That's when we get like the basically the game of chicken starts where she's like, oh,
amazing. This is when I was like amazed.
She's like, oh, this affects me. So she's like hits her arm with a nail and basically does like a reflection, like a chicken game where like they're gonna feel the pain of everything that's happening.
Nobara fucking pierces her whole arm with a nail
3 times.
Yes, and so the way she explains it, because I think like what this whole monologue was kind of dispelling the idea that like she needs blood to do voodoo. Yeah. Apparently she does not. She does not need that to do. She needs to do her like weird curse reflection thing. Yeah, she just needs like resonance.
Her straw doll technique, resonance is called.
So as long as there is like curse energy affecting her, she can redirect it. Basically, that's what I'm.
Basically, since they're affecting her, she can basically just redirect it or like mirror it's like the effect I guess onto them as well. So they're feeling the decay that's going on.
This was great. I was not anticipating this. I love how absolutely unhinged Nobara became.
She's so good in this. Like this sold me on her because like I was like this on her the entire time. But like that, this is like her stuff.
I was so wishy-washy with her because like
she had good stuff in the Momo stuff.
Because like, her whole thing there
then she
was
jobbed
like,
out.
So actually, it's kind of a good like comparison because like the whole discussion she had with Momo in that arc was like. Momo's like, oh, you have a scar now. Like, women can't have scars, and women need to be perfect. And then Nobara's whole thing is like, I don't give a shit. Like, I want to express myself how I express myself. Yeah. I don't care what other people interpret me as.
It's like the same reason why I love Nikki and Dr. Stone, where like she's like, I'm a little butch, like a little bit, but like but this music, taught me to love me for how I am and kind of stuff, and just like I love that. And this Nobara kind of had the same thing going, and it's just super good, man.
And it's cool to see Nobara. It's because like later on we even get the little kind of callback where she says like this might leave a scar because she shoved 3 nails in her.
Yeah.
So I like the idea that Nobara is like willing to do what it takes. Yeah. Like she does not like.
You know what makes me happy? So most animes that have like a squad, like a 3-person squad, each of them like basically took out a special grade, I think they're called.
Yes, yeah.
Which is good. It shows that they're not all like scattered like in power levels. They're all like have their utility and can fight like this. It's so nice after going through Naruto or Dragon Ball Z or like
giving Nobara a Black Flash moment was so awesome. It was so
good. The whole
needed.
fight that fucking happens is so good. Like It's just so like the part they swap and like everything. They like you see him like thinking if he should release it or not until he sees his brother and everything, and then she just they go for the punches and they simultaneously like black flash and Jim was like, like Jim was so like enamored by like the black.
I was
Jim,
like almost standing up.
Jim only watches this for black flashes,
basically
for Toto and black flashes or both.
But no, seriously, it was like. It was the scene was great too because the music was synced up in a fun way too, where like it kept cutting back to each of them, and then like the moment when you see like the curse energy turn red, I'm like, oh, and don't
forget like while she's like holding him in pain, that like Yuji's fine because he's immune to poison. Essentially, he feels pain of the poison, but like he has a max resistance to poison.
Yeah,
because Sukuna
he's a poison type now.
Yeah. So yeah, and then the then Trey plays it and just fucking destroy him, and then the best part because like the one brother just falls and like dies essentially or dying, and the other guy just finds a car that's at first car to actually appear like on a abandoned highway.
That's true. Well, actually, so Nobara does use another ability. So
that's right. Yeah, she has a nail. The nail is implanted in him.
Yeah, she calls it like hairpin, I think.
Yeah,
and she basically snaps her fingers, and it like causes the implanted nails inside of the blue brother to just completely like bore humongous holes. Yeah, and this is when they notice that the corpses are not disappearing. Yeah, because they're not curses. They're not actual true curses.
Yeah, they're like the weird like humans that ate a piece and then transform essentially. And then then they both basically she destroys the Iso and he destroys the other brother. Like I'm not gonna say his name because he's not even like worth saying his name. But yeah,
and then so that also we get like. It's so what I really love is it hinges on Nobara because like Yuji's like running after a truck, which is hilarious that he can keep up with a truck, but he is only able to beat Iso because Nobara does another.
He gets his arm they left behind, which is a great thing that like none of these monsters can like run and leave a limb behind because Nobara can completely just fuck you up.
She uses the straw doll technique to fuck him up, and then as he falls off the truck, Yuji does an epic fucking anime punch into his belly and kills him.
I hope those fucking guys that they took hostage for a second got away fine without wondering what was
I forgot about those guys
because they literally make one line like, oh, I hope those guys got away.
I forgot about them. I hope they're fine.
But so it just fucking, and I think they even mentioned the part like, oh, when one black flash happens, they enter the zone where they can their power basically increases and they can do it again,
which is another thing. Like I love the black flash. I think the black flash is such a fun mechanic for the series. And then adding the whole zone thing just makes it more epic.
The black flash is like a fucking video game mechanic or something like that, where like if you hit like
it's like, literally a frame perfect input.
It's like like Gears of War had an active reload where you had to like get it perfectly to get like a more powerful shot. Like it's like that.
It's literally a frame. It's like in a speedrun when you have to do like a frame perfect move.
It's like a third strike parry.
Yeah, literally. It's like that's why it's so hype when someone does it because it's like, oh, this is impossible.
And but the whole like animation of her like, snapping her fingers like with the hairpin is so cool. Good.
They really like did not skimp in this last episode. They made it so fucking bombastic.
Last episode they put all the animation into eyelashes and eyes, where this one was all about like the fucking Nobara's fucking face, like everything. It's so good.
Nobara had some great fucking like expressions here. I loved it.
So
it's good. I'm turned on Nobara. She's pretty cool. Yeah. Finally, it took me a whole season of the anime.
I like her in the ED, but I'm waiting to see her anywhere else.
We do see them go shopping like in the ED.
Well, first we cut to the villains, or just three of them anyway. The brother Mojito.
They're playing Game of Life.
Sure, because ironic, because half of them are dead or not even living.
Yeah, I guess the curse isn't living. Yeah, I guess not really dead.
Only the one dude's living, but we don't know anything about him other than he's just bad guy.
He's just a mysterious bad guy.
So
also, I get so irritated at Mojito's use in these scenes. Mojito's like
he's just there to make facial reactions.
Yeah, Mojito's like a comic relief character, and I'm just like, this guy killed Junpei. Like
he killed Junpei. He killed Junpei's mom, and most people he did like mutilated humans essentially as well.
This guy's a fucking monster. You can't give him like funny scenes. I'm not gonna like them.
Except unless he's a woman, Jim said.
Unless he's cute.
He's a cute high school girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then that basically a cut away from them because that's the last thing we see of our bad guys. So
yeah, sure.
But yeah, and then we
also they were in like a totally different location too. They were in like a bunker underground. They weren't at the beach dimension thing.
I feel they had multiple dimensions where they can just fuck around with.
Apparently.
So yeah, then we get Akari yells at them from the bridge. We all reconvene under the bridge and get yelled at, and they all leave. I guess she's our new chauffeur around the place.
I guess so.
Good. We need more teachers.
Is she Shoko? What's her name?
Akari.
Okay, I don't fucking know.
So, and then yeah, we kind of.
I feel nothing for this character.
But then we they all meet up, they all happy and all everything, and then we cut to the the teachers and more of the teacher stuff. Like we get what's her we forgot the most important thing. I almost forgot the important thing. The finger. What's it called?
Megumi killed the curse moon, which had a finger.
He had the finger in his hand that he was passed out when he fell asleep.
And then it's so stupid that they would even give it to Yuji.
I know, like why did we know his he literally have a face anywhere. Like it's probably something that Yuji probably told you about.
It's really funny though. So as Yuji reaches for it, Sukuna like opens up his hand as a mouth and eats the finger.
He's been dormant this entire time, other than like 1 or 2 brief flashes of him.
Yeah,
and just eats the finger. I think it's hilarious, but don't let Yuji anywhere near the fingers.
I know, and it's something Megumi says. Like, we don't know how many you can handle, so they're worried to feed too many. Because I think that's kind of the point. They're like seeing how many it takes before he just becomes Sukuna. Totally. It's
like it's a bad idea, like giving Goku the sensu beans that he's gonna give to like fucking villains.
Give one to Cell.
So then we get to Gojo on the phone talking to Urahime, who's the other teacher from Toto's school. Who's in a great outfit, by the way.
So this is when the show really channels Bleach, at least my understanding of Bleach, where it just gives characters so many like alternate costumes and street clothing.
But it's a good overall costume, and she
it looks great. It's very, very hot. She's a very hot character. I didn't know who the character was until we saw her later. She is the character with the stupid braid in front of her face.
Yeah. Mei. Yeah, he sends 10 million yen.
Utahime is... No, I'm mixing up characters.
Yes.
Utahime is the one with the big scar on her face.
Yes.
Mei is the braid girl.
It's a stupid braid in front of her. Like you said, he sent 10 million yen to her.
So is he paying her off to nominate the kids, I guess? Is that
maybe? It could be.
Because she nominates, in particular, Panda and Maki, correct?
Let me see if
maybe I'm forgetting, actually. I should have checked this.
Well, we'll get there when I'm going through the recount.
Okay, we're not there yet. So Gojo sends her 10 million yen.
Which, you didn't say why, but that's probably the reason why I can see that.
Yeah.
So, at least get the other kids in there, because we know Maki has a hard time finding recommendations. That's
her gimmick, is like that she's being suppressed by the system.
Yeah. She's a fucking fuck the system, man. So, then we get to our favorite characters, Maki and Panda, and Togi's there.
And they have they're training still. I feel like these characters have just been training in this field for like most of the season.
Good. But then you beat each other up, and then they're just saying, we gotta go keep up with them. I'm like, give me an arc with these 3, like, having to do a hunt like this. This
would be fucking epic. I want to see Maki. I want more Maki. Also, where's Miwa? She's just like a free agent.
Pooping?
Shitting.
You set me up for that.
Miwa's just shitting somewhere.
we can't be a finale without bringing back the Miwa pooping joke. You're shitting yourself.
You made it shitting her. Yes. It was just Miwa shitting initially.
Shout out to Medi for posting that one image of her picking up the phone with just the word "cum" coming through it from the manga.
That was so funny.
They're my favorite fucking images.
Oh my god,
Medi, if you listen to this, thank you so much. So let's see. Okay, here's their requests. They both put in recommendations. They both do recommendations for Yuji, Megumi, Nobara, Maki, and Panda. So they basically all get promoted to grade 1. So didn't say they had like separately, but I think they both had to get both recommended them.
Yeah.
But the best thing about what's it called, Toto, just like my best friend.
I think he says my brother.
Like, come on.
I love Toto so much. Toto is the best character.
He is great.
It's criminal that he wasn't in every single episode and didn't get main character billing.
He should. He is the best. Everybody kind of grew and loved him.
I cannot stop thinking about the scene where he like fantasizes about like how to beat the bad guy talking to like his idol girlfriend
in the high school setting,
and then at the end it's like this interaction took 0.01 seconds.
It's like the fucking Hunter x Hunter like the Chimera Ant arc where like everything's happening in like milliseconds.
Yeah.
So and then we get a call from Gojo saying, "You guys must come. We got an important mission."
You must come.
So, and then that's how it ends with our crew going to another epic mission. And
This is a nice little. I feel like this is a nice little.
I love the relationship going forward from this point now, since they all Megumi kind of definitely like can trust them now more, and Nobara and Yuji had their team up.
Their fucking moment.
Other than just in comic relief, they had a moment of them fighting together and just basically getting each other's back.
So
like that. It's not just just the Punch Man's gonna win. No, this is like a team effort. Like got them the win.
Last time I was saying how like I think like Yuji and Nobara pairing is kind of like they just are like both comedy relief and they just do the same thing. They only do it with Megumi.
Yes.
So together they're fine, but when it's the three of them, that's my problem with the dynamic. So I want to see like maybe Nobara get closer to Megumi.
And even we had a brief part of the episode with her and Megumi just like talking like keep the secret.
Yeah.
And everything where they get like I guess very close and like private. I guess when they're all together, they get all goofy because Yuji's like energy is like.
It's like when there's like I know this was me with my cousins when we were younger. We were just like bad influences on each other. Like we just hype each other up, and like I feel like that's common for like little kids. Yeah, it's very like juvenile attitude to like to hype each other up and like over excite each other.
Yes. So I guess overall very good finale episode. I was wondering how they could even top themselves after the tournament arc. And this was a very fucking awesome fight.
I would say overall, the Black Flash moment in the tournament was more hype because it was like, oh, we're learning about this and it's happening. Mm-hmm. This was like rivaling. I think the tournament arc had more highs though.
Yes.
This was like a strong spike though.
It was mainly just like two fights, but like they were both very good.
I have to say the Megumi fight wasn't as hype.
It was cool. I like seeing it because it was like a new domain.
Yeah.
I think that was the cool thing. The other thing was more about like, the teamwork and the black flashes where like Megumi's like doesn't have that flashiness in his move, he just summons.
Mm. Seeing Nobara just like go fucking unhinged monster mode was awesome. That is what I needed from this character.
We've seen her go minorly unhinged, especially like during the tournament arc of her just like being like a complete asshole to Momo and everything.
Yeah,
which Momo deserves.
Yeah, Momo's the worst character.
She is the worst. She's just a mean girlfriend to Mai, who Mai gets punished by Maki every time, so she gets her comeuppance. But like, Momo didn't get her comeuppance at all, other than really she missed the home run. That was it. That was her comeuppance.
Like as you said, like Mai has like a whole thing going on. Momo is just like Mai's bitch. Like, yes. So she needs to like do something.
She's the underling to Mai.
As I said last time, she's Gretchen Wieners.
That just exists to torture Miwa and eat her food from her fridge.
Yeah.
So, I guess, anything else you want to talk about this episode, or should we just talk about the season?
Let's talk about it in general. So, I went into the show pretty low expectations.
Yes.
One might say negative expectations. Not liking the first episode. I really want to listen to the first episode again, because I feel like we were really negative towards that first episode.
We were, yeah, I think especially because, like, Yuji was just kind of... Even he still is. He doesn't have much of a character other than just being like, oh, he's the best at everything. And like he has that moral... I think the Junpei arc helped his character a little bit from that.
A little bit.
But like there was a good portion between that where he didn't really like get that. Because the best part about him is just like his morality kind of thing. Because he still feels bad about killing these human hybrids. Like, or the human mutations.
He did even mention like the ones that he had to kill during the what's his face fight,
which makes him very humanizes him instead of just making him the guy who loves to punch shit or like the goofball. Like he does like feels bad about having to kill them.
I do really want to see more from Yuji because especially I think Toto, he needs more scenes with Toto because that is such a fun dynamic, and I want to see them like actually like I want to see Toto get past his like initial love of him.
And the best part about getting all these like backstories and like the basic character moments, I think we're setting up for plenty more like variety of team ups. Like
I hope so.
Like we get Panda and Mekamaru together. It'd be really fun just to finally have them bro out.
I am so worried that like characters like Mekamaru are just never gonna show up again.
He has not shown up past that. After he leaned out of the bathtub.
I'm really worried that we're not gonna see Mekamaru like ever again. But even though he's like he could be a really cool, especially he's got a pair with Panda. Like they had that whole
they built that up.
Yeah. I need to see Panda's girl form. I need to see the big sister form. The bashful sister. I can't remember if it's younger, older.
I think it doesn't matter. Probably younger.
I think it's younger because I think the gorilla form is his older brother. And then he's the middle child. So
I'm like they're teasing like Megumi Maki stuff because they're having like talking about his clan, like the family clan. Like I can see like, that being a whole adventure and like Togi's like overpowered. Like I want to know what his backstory is, maybe before he got his talk power. But like,
yeah, I wonder if that's like a
the fact get this motherfucker
heavenly restriction or whatever.
Motherfucker on like a loudspeaker and just basically make the entire school shit their pants or something like that.
Shit. Calls Miwa shit.
Or he sleep talks. Miwa walks in because he's hearing like
That's funny.
But yeah, I guess overall the best arc for you.
It has to be the tournament arc.
Yeah.
I mean, the tournament arc just had like
tournament arc and the last arc have been great.
I think the Maki for me the Maki fight with Mai and Miwa, even though it was so short, the Miwa part, that was like such a peak. It was so awesome to watch.
And getting the part with like her fighting Mai in like the woods was like her counting the shots and her like Mai doing her ability like, oh, I can make ammo like instantly. I can only do one a day, but it catches you off guard.
And as you said before, I think last episode or 2 episodes ago, you mentioned like the best fights are the humans fighting each other because we have like these very strict rules what they do. Where the curses have these kind of nebulous like
I feel like they're going more into the evil bad guys being more human looking, so you can get that kind of gimmick. Because even the ones we got here had their gimmick of like the poison and then activating it, which is like way more like along the lines of the humans have.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is very fun. So I think that the pros, tournament arc definitely like the fights were great. Like character backstory is great as well. Those are like my biggest pros. And what's any other big pros for you?
I think like so the tournament arc and then this final little mini arc I think are like the standouts just because it feels like we kind of got all of the stuff that we needed to get rid of initially because we needed Yuji to like get to a level where he can do like sorcerer punches, whatever. So there's a lot of like setup. And there's a lot of elements I liked from the first half, but I think the second core is just so much. It's so much more exciting to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Cons then?
I really think like
the villains, obviously.
Yeah, there's just kind of like too many villains for me to care about them.
Half of them don't seem to matter too much, other than just to be like henchmen for other people to fight.
Like, why even show the cuttlefish guy? He literally does nothing.
Why keep Jugo alive? He's gonna do nothing after his like initial like getting destroyed by Gojo.
Literally.
Like,
why even show these characters?
Why did the plant guy live?
This is an issue for me. I don't know if this will be resolved later. Maybe it will be. My brain, what's happening is that they're setting up like a bigger bad, or one of the characters we've maybe seen is going to like kill a bunch of these bad guys, so they're just immediately going to be wiped away. That's kind of like what I'm thinking might happen.
Yeah, and I think a big con I have with the villains is the resolutions to the arcs for the most part. Like this one was actually really good, but the tournament arc ending was kind of like sudden. The Junpei arc was very sudden. Like it kind of just ended with bad guy getting away after all this hard work, after like saving like.
Yeah, I really
no characters die. Like not even the good. Like even the whole episode we thought the one dude was gonna die, the teacher. And then he didn't because he's saved by Yuji punching a domain.
Yeah, he was just fine. That was really weird because they really made it seem like he was going to die.
Yeah. But
Nanami.
Yeah, he's like... yeah.
I would say...
Do you have any cons?
Yeah, for me, I think a lot of the cons are really front-loaded. I think this series... So I've heard people kind of talk about this as like speculation. And I kind of like believe it. Like, I think a lot of the stuff the author makes up along the way, like the Black Flash... The way the Black Flash is introduced is very weird because we have a whole arc with Nanami, and then later we have the Black Flash explained
by Nanami.
Not in the arc. Like it would have made a lot more sense if they if this was really meticulously plotted.
Yeah,
it would have been cool to see a Black Flash there, which we did not see.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe like the early parts he was still kind of working out what he wanted to do with the story.
Yeah,
and.
I guess
this is just improved.
Other than pros and cons, like, stuff I'm kind of iffy. Like in the middle is Gojo.
Because
you write yourself into like, he's a crazy like he's a wacky goofball, but he's also like horrifyingly like murderous and everything. And like but you write yourself in a corner of having such an OP character, and I don't know what they're gonna do with him other than like every time the characters are like doing like, oh, Gojo's away for the week.
Yeah, Gojo took a trip to Hawaii, so he won't be here for a month.
And it's just like. It's not like One Punch Man where the whole gimmick is based around that, and like they have like funny reasons why he's not there, or like when he shows up, it gets like fucking like let's go kind of thing. Where Gojo, I'm just like, I don't know what you're going to do with his character. No one can like you thought like, oh, he's gonna get nerfed somehow like very early on or like captured, and no, it never happens.
I would have bet money that would have happened. I would have lost money if I had bet that.
He's the one thing character I'm worried about in this, because you write yourself in a hole when you have that character is just the stronger than everybody else, and you don't get that moment of showing his power, and like, okay, no one can actually touch this guy, like either like in like abilities or like just like his domain in general.
The one strategy that worked for a bit was when they made the anti-Gojo domain.
That didn't even work though,
and it didn't work. Yeah, Gojo is so powerful; he can like break anything.
It is interesting when like this whole thing that he's so strong that no one can really go against him, like in the actual like the politics of the school.
That is on it. So that's where I think Gojo is the most interesting. Because it seems like he mentioned this early on too. He's at a disagreement with the higher ups.
Yeah,
because they wanted to kill Yuji or whatever and like feed him whatever. But Gojo is like strong enough to like counter them, like just as one guy.
He's essentially like the chairman of Hunter x Hunter, where he like has this power level, no one can really touch him. Like,
but actually, with him though, Netero was beholden to like. I don't want to spoil the Chimera Ant, but the ending of the Chimera Ant arc showed that Netero wasn't like completely. He was doing it for other people. Like, it wasn't like he was just doing it for himself. He had like other obligations.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I have. Like, my biggest worry is him, because I don't know what you can do. But that's just like that's another thought I had.
I agree. Also, I do want to say, so his power being built up as like infinity, and like that
very pretty eyes though. Also, sunglasses. Gojo is superior to blindfold.
Sunglasses Gojo is better, but so like having his power built up as like infinity or whatever.
The domain's infinity, but he also can just shoot fucking.
This is my problem. So that's a really interesting power, but his power manifests as like a giant energy blast that he shoots. Like, to me, that's so uninteresting, and I know why they're doing it because it's a shonen.
Gotta show like his power level.
But compared to, and I know I always do this, compared to Chainsaw Man with the Cosmos Devil, which has a power that it inserts all of the knowledge of the universe in your brain, that is so much more interesting than what they're doing with Gojo, which is just he can make a big blast.
And don't worry, Jugo got better after seeing Infinity.
He was so unaffected. Infinity was just a temporary occurrence.
He was left at the head, but he got better.
Imagine how quickly Infinity left his brain.
All right. And anything else you want to talk about, like that you're unsure about, or that's just the only thing like I had?
I'm trying to think. I think it's still hilarious that his friends in the Paranormal Club, not characters at all.
Nope, non-characters.
Whenever they do this in stories like this, I'm like, why did we even spend time with these characters?
I don't fucking I know.
Because I think like ultimately Jujutsu Kaisen good. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's a great. I think the series works at best when it's just a battle shonen. Like, just give me fucking action fights.
Yes.
This is where it works. But when it's trying to like set up characters and things, it fumbles a lot.
Yeah.
And it spends a lot of time on things that don't really need time spent on them.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah. I feel you there.
Until Toto, and they're spending all that time on Toto. It's all necessary and great.
All right. Top 3 favorite characters. Doesn't have to be in order, or you can put them in order.
All right. Well, obviously Toto is the best character. Ours are going to be the same, aren't they?
We'll see.
All right, we'll do them. I'll do them mine in order, so our orders might be different. Toto's the best. Maki's the second. The Megumi third. Megumi the third.
Okay. And you had a fourth. Who would you throw in fourth then? Because our top 3 will be the same order.
Probably Nanami. I really liked Nanami.
Yeah,
he was really cool. We didn't criminally underused also.
Like, well, he's in a teacher. He's kind of like a mercenary. Nanami's in my top 5 as well. I'm trying to think who would be like another. I really like. There's some side characters I think are really cool, but I need to see like, more of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
I'm really excited to see what they do with Panda. Panda has like the obvious like.
I want to see Miwa do some more stuff because like she has like a cool like the whole like fact that she sheaths her katana at like to charge up her attack.
It's very cool.
And like had like a weird like a shadow mini domain kind of thing is like really rad. But like she gets bullied. She's more of a joke of being useless.
Miwa also has a really great design.
Yes.
I love Miwa's design.
Suits is always a solid like a female in a suit. Beelzebub suit sign.
Very good.
Great.
That's why I love Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man's solid for that. And then it's it's just like we have the same like characters that we love in this.
I guess we just have synced up.
For this show, yeah. And then I guess Nobara like really
she's like a dark horse.
Yeah,
she's really coming up.
The whole last fight really like knocked her up like way more.
Knocked her off. The cursed womb.
No, that's a different character. But yeah, and then
I would really like to see more. Okay, here's my problem. Like we have so many characters that I would like to see more of, but at the same time, I'd rather the story focus on fewer characters rather than trying to introduce like Utahime and like all these other like teacher ladies. There's so many ladies they introduced in that.
Utahime's fine because she's just a teacher from the other school. She's like, but Mei was like, she's just there to be like antagonistic kind of.
And yeah, she also did the thing where she could like see the battlefield because she could see the birds.
Yeah,
like,
she had like animals she can see through.
It's like I guess at that point she's a utility character in that tournament arc, but like, did we need to have another character? Did we need to like show the chairman having like an ability, like a guitar thing? Because I don't know. We have hit. Maybe I'm just kind of like misremembering other shonen, but I feel like other shonen that I've read do not like aggressively throw characters at me and expect me to remember them.
My Hero
is a really good example of that. Actually, My Hero. I will like say that it works for My Hero more because it's more like you get to pick the characters that you like the most and then remember them and just forget Fleshtail and like all the weird ones.
It's like the only important ones that aren't the main three, and Urabi's not even a fucking major character, but like, like Froppy and everything, and then the bird guy.
And the burned guy, too.
Burned guy, and that's in that
Itadori.
Yeah.
It's I don't know My Hero Academia anymore. My brain has like flushed all that info out.
It's Shoto, but...
Shoto, that's right.
And then Alien Queen herself.
She's not a
Mina.
character. You want her to be.
I want her to be a character. Her design is top tier.
Well, I like...
There's Harden Boy.
Aren't there like two Harden Boys?
One's from a different school.
What's her name? I like the Invisible Girl.
She's not a character though.
Did you see the figure they made for her?
They made a figure of her?
So it's a box with literally, it is just boots and gloves.
It could be like...
And the gloves have like little stands that you put, so it looks like she's actually posing.
That's hilarious.
It's really fun. I would actually buy this.
Probably like $80.
Probably.
But like, I'm just trying to think, because My Hero has too many, where like, I think there's like 4 squad to 3 in Naruto, which... Only like 2 of the squads are like really relevant, but still. And like Dragon Ball Z had a bunch of characters where only like 2 were relevant.
I really haven't. It's been so long since I watched Dragon Ball, but I feel like I feel like with Dragon Ball, like the way that they introduce characters, it's like pretty like gradual.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like they just dump like a ton
but like
of
the characters from Dragon Ball are all like job out by a certain point. Only like very rarely do like character like a big Piccolo has a cool ass moment, or like Tien got one moment in the Cell Saga, but that was him like, still losing. But like
it's hard to talk about a series like Dragon Ball because it goes on for so long that like the dynamics change so much.
Yeah, because like Hunter x Hunter usually has a tight cast like in every arc of like who they focus on, and like
I would say Hunter x Hunter is a great example for. Like, because if
there's a lot of characters get introduced, but then like there's arcs where the characters just fucking they die, you don't even realize it.
Like for example, the Hunter exam, which is like the first major arc. It's actually the first arc.
Yeah.
That has a bunch of background characters that have like interesting designs, but they're not focused on in a way where you're supposed to think they're like a main character. Like until the end, when some of them do become like
Hanzo.
Yeah, Hanzo.
I would say more so the York New, where you introduce so that all these characters, the bodyguards, all the characters, and you just realize they just die, and you don't even know. Like...
York New is closer to how like this show does it, where there's a lot. But but unlike the Hunter x Hunter, these characters are not dying.
Yeah,
these characters are sticking around.
So, yeah, I think. But yeah, I think that's like the biggest worry in all those. That's our characters. They're basically the same list of Toto, Maki, Megumi.
So my fear is when we watch season 2 in 2 years. Because I'm assuming it's probably going to take a year and a half, 2 years to make. I'm going to forget all of these side characters. I'm only going to remember Toto, Maki, and then the main 3. I'm not going to remember, maybe Mai. I'm not going to remember anyone else. That is my prediction, because I'm bad with these things. I always forget things. You remember
Panda? He's a panda.
Oh, yeah, Panda. Probably, okay, I'll remember the 2 main squads, because they're pretty like...
You will not remember any of the villains.
Nope. I think I'll remember being mad that there's a lot of villains, but I won't remember.
Maybe remember like Mojito because we kept making fun of his name.
Yes. I know, just the anger that I feel that he sticks around for so long.
And then I think that's all of our. Any other things you want to talk about in this show? Or
no,
anime?
I thought this was a fun little experience curse that we did.
Yeah,
this was a curse.
I'm curious to see maybe read or manga or just wait the 2 years when the next anime comes.
That's my issue. Is like it will literally be like 2 years. That is my fear. So we are getting the movie. Prequel movie, quote unquote prequel, even though it's not a prequel. We're getting that this year supposedly. So that will be something, but the problem is that I'll watch that and I'll be like, but I want to see the characters. I want to see where Yuji goes. I want to see where Nobara goes.
That bio sorcerer guy. That's not the guy the movie's based off of, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think he's supposed to be like a way further past character.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I like to not look at spoilers. So
yeah. Definitely in the comments, leave your feeling for the first season, and maybe we should read it or should we wait? What do you think? Do you rather have us going in blind like this, or like maybe doing one of us reads it, goes on or reads it?
that'd be a real curse.
Depending on
that would suck. That'd be like, oh, I want to talk to you about this, but I can't.
I was like reading Dr. Stone for a while and you weren't.
Well, I like to wait.
So, anything else then you want, or should we wrap it up?
I just want to know, what did y'all think of our little Jujutsu Kai quest? It's kind of a weird thing. We haven't really covered a show ever, episode by episode.
Yeah, that's not part 5.
Even that we didn't do episode by episode.
We did an arc.
We did arc by arc. That's
maybe when maybe if people like this format, maybe we do it for part 6.
I wouldn't be opposed. The only issue is like how these work. Like the animes ended like months ago.
Anime ended a while ago.
So this worked for us because we would batch record. With that, we would need to do like every week.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let us know how you feel about the format. Maybe for, like other shows in the future. Maybe if I ever get caught up on Attack on Titan.
I would love to revisit Attack on Titan.
We can do this. Our next batch shows like this. They just be Attack on Titan.
Oh.
Or we can go back watching season 1.
I would to watch Attack on Titan again.
So
I fucking love Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
The season, because season 4 part 2 is going to be in December. So
yeah. So let us know in Attack on Titan Wednesdays, Attack on Titan Thursdays, Titan Tuesday.
Titan Tuesday.
Let's go. So anything else? Or should we plug it up for this season?
Let's plug it up. Yeah, finish me off. Seal my curse, Sam. Seal my curse.
Do my boogie woogie.
Oh my god, we switched places.
You're in this uncomfortable chair.
I'm in the uncomfortable chair now.
So thank you all for listening. Thank you for listening this entire season. If you made it this far,
yeah. If you actually have stuck around this whole time, thank you.
Yes.
Like, very flattered.
If you joined us for all 24 weeks of Kai Quest, then thank you. Yeah, definitely like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, leave comments like we said on your point of views and everything. You can join the Discord as well.
Link in the description.
Yes, you can follow the podcast on Twitter, and you can follow me at Gokaikun.
Follow me at King Protus. The podcast is called the Twitter.
the
podcast is called Jokakaka Podcast. The Twitter account is called at Jokakaka Podcast.
Yes, and I believe that's everything.
Yes.
And until do you think before second season starts that we will get a Jujutsu Kai Quest Arena Fighter game before we get the second season?
Maybe.
By CyberConnect 2.
And there's gonna be Jim and Sam playable character DLC.
No, they got to finish the Demon Slayer game first, and then they get.
Oh yeah.
I was say, like, I think after watching both of those, I did enjoy this more than Demon Slayer. Like Demon Slayer,
more.
Yeah. Demon Slayer has a very pretty, like if I think, but I like the characters a lot more in this. I'm not sure if it's a hot take or not, but
I feel like it is maybe a hot take. I am aggressively bored by Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
I know I shouldn't be. But
I don't like the characters as much in Demon Slayer as I like them in Jujutsu.
I agree.
Everything's way more fat. Other than like the villains being really interesting inside Demon Slayer. Cause like you
Michael Jackson,
even though the demons are like very, we get that, like the little backstory, like is very interesting. But like, and villains actually fucking die in that show.
Isn't it nice?
I know, right?
Isn't it nice?
So,
All right, and with that, we're gonna say one final goodbye to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1.
Goodbye, Maki. Until we see you next season.
Until we see you next season.
Bye, Toto. Best boy and best girl. We'll see you next.
If only they would kiss. Bye.
Bye.